Hello guys and welcome to another legit build video. It's me just chilling here during the weekend, so let's go ahead and have some fun, okay? So this is a melee build, but this is an entirely new approach. So it's not just stacking damage or stacking speed, so it's basically a playstyle that we're gonna be incorporating here a bit, okay? Let's discuss what we're doing here. So armor is just for the looks. I really like how this turned up. We have the regular dragon heart. The relic that you're going to be using is actually not this. What is this doing here? The actual relic that we're going to be using is shielded heart. I don't know why that was changed, but it's shielded heart. So what we're going to be doing here is we are basically using Hyperconductor, which is a kind of like an underestimated amulet, but it is very strong with the right skills. You basically gain double skill charges. It increases the cooldowns by 50% and reduces mod generation by 15%, but hear me out. This is a melee build, so mod power generation is not as important as with other builds. Plus, we do have Arcane Strike. Melee weapon damage generates mod damage, so we don't need to really worry too much about this because we are countering it effectively. And increases skill cooldowns by 50%. Yeah, it's a little slower, but in this build you're just going to be using your skills when there's like a significantly strong opponent in front of you. If it's like a tiny, little things that just are around walking in the maps, you're not gonna need more than your two weapons, which in this case we're using both the coach gun and the double barrel shotgun, so we do have a lot of damage, even if this is not a ranged weapon build. So our main weapon here is the Wrathbringer because of Awakening giving us up to 50% more damage, which obviously stacks with Juggernaut. Now Juggernaut gives us 3 stacks of Bulwark, which increases defense, 15% movement, melee speed, and reduced stamina cost, while increasing 50% melee damage. So those 50% stack with this 50%, so you'll have effectively 100% more damage whenever you're in the middle of the fray with this weapon. Plus Edgelord, which gives faster attack speed by 15%, and base melee lifesteal by 3%. So all of this build is focused on this weapon and this combination. So I'll explain the synergies real quick. So first, how do we gain life if we're using shielded heart? Well, that's 3% charge melee damage dealt as life steal, that's 3% right there. We do have 6% here on dying ember, so that's 9%. And finally, we do have 3% on everything here, so that's 12%. 12% does not sound like a lot, but it is because of the amount of damage that this weapon can effectively dish out. So you effectively regenerate life by hitting things with your hammer. So basically you get hurt, you eat a heart, now you have shield, you bonk things on the head. You regenerate life. It's genius. Every time you use a skill, you're going to get 25% shield, which is important because we do have double the skills, so we do have a lot of skills to use. So we have a lot of basically on-demand shielding also in case anything. So between the excess coil and between shielded heart, between those two, you do have effective shielding. We have Heart of the Wolf, which increases our movement speed 10%, stacks with Swiftness, and stacks with the bonus speed from Juggernaut, giving you effectively like 45 or more speed, which is necessary because, again, you're hitting things with a mace, right? And finally, we have Browder's Pride, which increases melee attack speed, next to Edgelord, that effectively gives us a 30% more attack speed, which is obviously, again, necessary. So we got 30% more melee attack speed plus effectively 100% more damage when we activate our skills and we are in the middle of combat. And all of that gives us life back. So now you can see to the bottom right of the screen that I have effectively 4 of the wormholes and we have 2 of the juggernauts. So this is what we have. We have 2 juggernauts, which effectively makes us a juggernaut for 25 seconds. So that's 50 seconds of effective raw maximum damage. Going just nuts. And then we have 4 wormholes, which is not only an incredible mobility tool, but it also gives us 300% damage on the next hit. On top of that, every time we do it, we gain a shield. So it's also a great getaway tool. So we have a lot of mobility, we have a lot of damage. Now, when it comes to the ranged weapons, what am I using? Why am I using it? So we're using the coach gun level 20, we're using the double barrel double 20. This one has time lapse, which is an ability that is very useful when you're fighting melee, because basically freezes or basically it freezes all enemies in the area. And then it makes them slow. So obviously, since you're fighting melee, this is huge. And then we have for our coach gun Rings of Spears, which is really not one of my favorite mods. It's good. It's kind of complicated to use. Maybe one day we'll try to do a build just for it. But for now, we just have it because we can activate it and it'll just do more damage when we're close to things. That's literally it. The mutators for both of them are just ones that give them more reload speed, because both of the weapons really need reload speed, and I am not using any types of rings to improve the reload speed. If you think that you're gonna need it, then you can always replace something like the Brawler Sprite for, I don't know, something like Outcast Ring, possibly very good, up to 25% reload speed, or maybe something like Blackout Ring. So these rings would give you effectively more reload speed, but again, this whole build is melee focused. So what you're going to be doing most of the time is you're just going to activate this, activate your perk, go in, start attacking things in the wonk, plum, plum, plum. If you get hurt, you eat a shield. You know, you can go ahead and do this also to gain that. You saw that 4,000 damage in a single whack, and we don't even have Awakening activator, right? So we can potentially do a lot of damage, move away quickly, shield yourself, regenerate HP. It's actually a very effective melee build. We can test here. We're gonna change the shielded heart just for testing on basically how much HP we're getting back, right? So if we go ahead and say that we are at 50% and we go ahead and we use our skill here, you can see that chunk of HP, like basically 2 charged hits, and that's your full life, like 1, 2. So basically every 3 hits you effectively regenerate like between 60 and 75% HP, and that is without any like of the bonuses either from the skill Juggernaut, nor from the mod from the melee weapon. So it is effectively enough HP regeneration for you to just get in the middle of battle, you know, and trade damage. Very easy. If you feel like you're being overrun, then use one of this and get away, get some shield, maybe eat the shield so you have more shield to go back in. It's kind of like a whole playstyle there involved. It does change your gameplay. Like if you experience the game with this build, it's going to be a completely different experience of what you've played. And let it be advised that it's not a build that you want to have for certain boss fights, like aerial bosses and things like that. For obvious reasons, you are not gonna be using this build, right? So normally my 2 favorite builds right now are the one that we showcased in the previous video. That was my plasma cutter build, and now this one that I'm gonna be saving in the second slot, so I can delete it from here. So basically, this melee weapon is this melee build is basically goes in hand with my plasma cutter build. That is a DPS build with ranged. So if I want to play around and explore, I may use the melee weapon, and then depending on the boss, I can always change to my DPS build, right? Now, without further ado, you know how this goes from here on. We're gonna be finding somebody to play with and showcase the build. I does not like those crows. So remember, my mods, they're just like extra buffs for combat. So depending on how difficult I see the battle going, I'll go ahead and use different mods for different things. I don't think this person knows really what they're doing.
time to full up.
Check out that party, bro. Oh wow. Get off me. Not bad. Huh. Not bad. So the build definitely is fun. It's just we need a better fight for this. We need like something more, something a bit harder. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so basically every time you're gonna get into a fight, you have different options. You can shield yourself. You can put the little swords around you for extra damage if you think you might be overwhelmed. You can slow time down with your shotgun. So you can put your berserker ability. I need this. I need this. You can put on your Juggernaut ability. I mean, you can use your wormholes to get in and hit that critical hit 300%. Like, there's a lot of things you can do, and everything surrounds melee. It's not just a build of just getting close to the opponent and just hitting, or doing just the weapon art, the weapon mod like over and over again. Like, it's not about that. It's about creating a playstyle where everything that you do enhances your melee combat, right? So yes, you could potentially do, like, I'm sure there's some build out there of some broken builds with melee where you just have to like swipe one charged attack and you kill a bunch of dudes. Like, there's probably builds like that. There always are, but this one is just, it's more focused on having fun than anything else. Okay, just one change, one important change here though. For this battle at least.
Company. Don't stop now.
I'm gonna go hide. Fuck this shit. What the shit killed me? I think this stupid guy just fucking headshot at me. can't believe this guy, bro. War! You like it, huh? You little masochistic guy? Sadistic cunt? Eat it. Oh, you coward. Shit, this shit is getting heavy. Fucking gross. What you gonna do about it, homie? Gonna run away? A little bitch? Oh, he did. Ah, you don't have teleports. Okay, I'm good. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Oh, this guy freaking chose me. GG, bro.
Can't believe we killed that thing. I don't know.
So yeah, basically the melee build works. You can choose whichever weapons you want. Just remember, the build is not only a way to do a lot of melee damage, it's all centered around the melee damage playstyle, right? So yeah, if you like this build, just go ahead and leave some comments. Let me know if you want to see anything else, and I'll check it out. But yeah, the build works. Just try to you know, avoid those air boss battles and you should be fine. GG.